What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone is having a good week, and I hope you guys have won your fantasy matchups for week 5. If you guys have any players playing in tonight's game with the Chiefs, hopefully you guys still get the dub. I'm not a big Chiefs fan just in general, so I'm not going to pay too much attention to the game outside of the injury designation to Xavier Worthy. So that is of note just in general for the future. But we're going to open up another Panini Score. I've really been enjoying these. And for the value of getting one of these boxes at retail for 25 bucks, I think there's a lot to it. So if you haven't seen some of the prior videos, go ahead and do that. I talk a little bit more about the product, but we're going to just jump right into this thing and really talk about the shenanigans of this weekend from a fantasy football perspective, but also just from a football perspective in general. Shout out 49ers for really just taking the win from the Rams in their own home stadium. What a game. Thursday night, what a way to kick off the now, I believe, leading the West 49ers. Awesome game. But really, the event sesh is going to be a couple parts. Number one, it's going to be with Arizona, and it's going to be with the Dolphins and just the mockery of that. So all up, guys. I'm going to win one of my games. I'm going to lose another one. So some of the frustration that I have is with the fact that Rico Dowdle, backup running back for Carolina, somehow puts up over 200 yards rushing, and don't even get me started with the air yards as well, but tack on like what, another 28, 30 yards for that against Miami. I mean, Miami sucks. I'm not a fan of theirs. Like I'm always so hopeful for Miami. And then you see shit like this happen. Oh, sorry for the word there, but you see stuff like this happen. And let me tell you something. It's frustrating for a backup running back. And don't get me wrong, Rico Dowdle has speed. I'm not going to take that away from him. He balled out, had a career day. But if you're Miami and you allow any team, if you allow other like 200 plus rushing yards from one guy, I just don't even know what to say. Like, come on, there needs to be attention there. It's like, if you know your defense is that bad against the run, something needs to happen. And that kind of gets me back to Arizona. We're going to open this up. But of course, I lost this week because my opponent started Rico Dowdle, who of course had 30 plus points, just absolutely careered it. And again, you can't be mad at it because, like, hey, it's a fluke. It should never have happened realistically in my mind, but it did, and here we are going in to a losing week. Ooh, we will take Amika. He had a heck of a game. If you guys did not see the Bucks and the Seahawks play, wow, what a game that was from a fantasy perspective. Woody Marks, this one crushed me. No play, basically 7 rushes, like 20-something yards. I think a run got called back, but what a disappointing week from the Texans on this front. I mean, they were up 1 million points, decimating the team they were playing against. And I was expecting Woody Marks to get way more play. It just really wasn't happening. And the thing that's so frustrating about it is last week, if you guys saw my video, great. If not, go check it out. But just in general, if you pay attention to football, week 4 leading into week 5 had himself a breakout game, crushing it. You would expect, of course, the coach is also saying that he is going to get more involved, more play, blah, blah, blah. And then he gets that. And that was disappointing. So Woody Marks didn't help me out. But, again, I'm hoping that changes. We got DJ Moore card. Cool. Joe Burrow. Not opposed to Joe Burrow, but unfortunately he's out for the year. And look, we have another Travis Hunter card. So that's kind of cool. And then we got a really fun Luther Burden III. I'm excited for his future with the Chicago team, just to see what he does. He's getting more involved. You got Kelsey, DeAndre Hopkins, cool. Oh, Shaheed had a major game. That was cool. Roshan Johnson, Saquon Barkley, never going to be mad. Dak Prescott also had himself a game. So shout out Dak Prescott for getting Jake Ferguson 2 tutties. I will always be grateful for that. Thank you. But anyway, Arizona was just the most frustrating thing in the world. So I picked up Amari DeMarcado because, I mean, here's the thing with that. I understand he's a third out back. He was used in 2-minute drills, like all that stuff. I understand that he had a slated role with Arizona. I even understand that he dropped the ball crossing over the threshold for the end zone, ends up being a fumble, boneheaded move. It happens though, right? We saw it the other week with Adonai Mitchell, right? Emotions are high, you're psyched, you think you got it, boom, bonehead move. He knows it, he admits it, we move on. But just in general, here's where my frustration with Arizona lies. Outside of not really utilizing Marvin Harrison as much as they should have, it's like they started and then all of a sudden they just forgot he exists, or any of the teams. So I don't even know. But here's the thing. You got 2 starters going out for injury. Michael Carter on the practice squad gets elevated. Cool stuff. Love that for Michael Carter. Then you got Bam Knight, who also gets play in this game. For the first 2 or for the first quarter 1, quarter 2, DeMarcado, I don't think gets 1 touch of the football. Starting, and at this point, they're going in the half, 21-3. Going into the third quarter, and this is what frustrates me. Coaching staff says we're going to run the hot hand. So where was DeMarcado in the first 2 quarters, just 2 quarters in general? He wasn't even there. Starting out second quarter, dude rips one for 10 yards, right? First touch, 10 yards. Already now has the longest run between the 3-headed dragon. So it's like, okay, cool. That's optimistic, you would think. Guy gets the ball, second attempt, runs it for 76 yards or whatever, and again, drops at the goal line, whatever, fumble, but still 76 yards. So at this point, he's accrued 80-something yards rushing. Then he gets some BS last attempt, third one, when they were like 4th down, needed 15 yards or whatever. Absolute bull crap. But look, here's the deal. You see his talent from a pass catching perspective, and you see his talent from a rushing perspective. The guy's got another gear. And yet, he's been on the team this whole time for years. He's been there, right? He's been on the team, no stranger, has a history, trusted, doesn't really have many slip-ups in general. And when you rely on him, he gets the job done. Look at some of the prior footage of years past. He's a great player. So just in general, the fact that he wasn't prioritized in general is weird to me. And also he practiced first-round reps with the others as well, with Michael Carter. So it's just bizarre, and this whole Michael Carter was playing when the others were injured. Well, DeMarcado was injured as well during that period of time. So it's really, really not the best fair shake. Kudos to Cam Ward for taking the Cardinals to school. Let's see who we got here. Oh my goodness, we got another Cooper Cup. I don't know what the chances of that are, but we'll take another Cooper Cup. Kind of memorabilia patch there. That's pretty fun. Jonathan Grenard, and we got, let's see, Lamar Jackson, Ravens, with, of course, King Henry. King Henry did not have a good game, though, so that's unfortunate. Jackson Smith Njigba did. He balled out, so good for him. We got Hunter, Michael McFadden, Ertz didn't do anything, Rashad White stepped in, Addison, Jacoby Myers, Jamar Chase. Cool. So anyway, guys, it's just frustrating because I'm not even necessarily a fan of the Cardinals. But to me, I just think it's also slightly a slap to the face where it's like, okay, you've had a guy on your active roster this whole time, gets you a touchdown the week before when Benson got injured, and instead of giving him any looks, you don't give him any until now. You got 3 total. Just such a joke. And when you're up 21-3, then 21-6, and then you can still run the ball and still get him involved because, again, trusted individual. It makes no sense to me. It's very frustrating. So there's DJ Giddens, picked him up. Omarion Hampton, he, I believe, got injured, or at least potentially had a walking boot. We got Devontae Adams there. This was when he was a Jet, unfortunately was a Jet. But now he's doing well in LA. We got Joe Thomas, Hall of Famer. We got TJ Watt, not upset at that. Check this out. We got Josh Connerly Jr. to 399 rookie card. That's actually pretty sick. I love these ones here where it's like you see the design, you see the circles there on the card. But this is a rookie refractor, which is pretty cool. So we're going to put him off to the side, just excited for him. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, you know, Chase Brown, not great, but so is the entire offensive line, though, for Cincinnati. It was just a very vanilla week of sadness for me, where it was like, again, some teams some teams lost, they shouldn't have lost just in general. And then you see other teams somehow win, like such a joke. Oh, there's Carolina somehow. But again, you know, Mike McDaniels, there is not enough to say in one video on these organizations, but it is just brutal to watch some of this crap. It is just unbelievable, and it makes you like, from a fantasy perspective, you don't even want to pick these players up. Like, it's such a joke. And yet today I'm looking to see, are there any firings? Are there any personnel changes? All that stuff. No, nothing yet anyway. We will certainly take Tyler Warren. What a great pickup he is. Jamar Chase, Bengals. We will always take a Drake May, who is also killing it this year. I love me some Bucky Irving. Hopefully he is back soon. Definitely take Teteroa McMillan. This is one of those green kind of special rookie cards there, but he's going to be an elite talent. You already see what he can do, so I'm going to put him up there just because it's awesome. Kevontae Turpin, J.J. McCarthy should be back soon. Tyrone Tracy, Denzel Ward, Drew Bledsoe, and John Stewart. Cool. So anyway, guys, you let me know if you had a good fantasy week or if you lost to some shenanigans like the Rico Dowdle display or, you know, any number of these random scenarios that I'm facing. But hopefully you won. You're not dealing with it. We got another Curtis Rourke, Malachi Starks, Hello Mullins, Will Howard. Well, we don't know what's going to happen with Sanders, but Dylan Gabriel started, and he was looking pretty decent all up. Bud McConkey finally got the end zone, which was cool. A Travis Etienne Jr., RB, cool. Billy Sims, Jimmy Smith, Xavier Legette found the end zone. Shout out Xavier. Mark Cooper, Josh Jacobs, balling out. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, from pickups and stuff, from what I could see, I mean, again, you still have these rookie wide receivers who are producing. Like Higgins was more involved on the Houston Texans side, but again, it was a blowout. So you know, is he really going to see that continued work? Things like Keaton Mitchell, is he going to get more play as the running back when Derrick Henry's not really involved? Like, I personally like Keaton Mitchell. I would pick him up. But something needs to change in the Ravens team because, like, again, they're awful. To lose as bad as they did, again, at your home stadium to Houston. I know Houston's defense is pretty good, but that was disgusting. Just, there's no other way to explain it. It was an embarrassment. And it's like, at some point, Keaton Mitchell has juice, he has talent, you know, and it took this long to get him involved. Makes no sense to me, but it's like, cool, he's there, but, you know, again, not really utilized. So it's just waiting. Like, same with Travion Henderson, you know, with the Patriots. Guy, you know, Antonio Gibson's injured, I believe, so now maybe he's going to get more play, but Ramondre Stevenson continues to fumble the ball. So it's like, why are you allowing the guy who fumbles the ball all the time to continue to get play? I mean, you saw Amari DiMarcado get one fumble done, right? Again, he alone did not cost the Arizona Cardinals that game. Again, if you watched, you would see it was a myriad of dumb plays. I mean, Kyler Murray got hit in the head when he snapped the ball. Like, what a joke. But anyway, that being said, I'm hoping brighter days are ahead, but pay attention. Like, Tory Horton, again, had some good action. I think he is still a good pickup. You know, Xavier Hutchinson had some play. So when you are looking at your waivers, I would encourage, look at this weekend's production from a wide receiver and a running back perspective. See how the usage has gone up or maintained equal. You know, Miller, for example, on the Saints, he is getting more use despite Alvin Kamara still being there, Kendre Miller. So you can't just ignore that, because if, let's say, Alvin Kamara gets traded, well, Kendre Miller is going to be a slam, right? So don't ignore it. But my advice is, look before the waivers, right? See the players that are seeing some steady volume or slightly increased volume. Look at the matchups. Was it just a fluke because the other team was getting blown out? Or was it a game where, hey, this person needed to shine? So, for example, Isaac Tesla with Detroit, they were destroying Cincinnati. Tesla got a touchdown, okay? One attempt though, but you look at Jameson Williams, he didn't really have anything, right? So does that mean you run and get Tesla? Well, no, maybe not. Probably not, because he's only getting one look, right, or one catch, and sure was a touchdown, but you can't rely on that. So it's not going to be safe unless, again, maybe one of the wide receivers gets cycled out and Tesla gets third wide receiver looks. But just in general, pay attention to it. But again, players have weird freak weeks where, like, James Cook, who's been killing it every week, did nothing this last, in last night's game against the Patriots. Shout out Patriots for pulling off the win there. It was a heck of a game. Let's see who we got here. Oh, this is cool. I've never got one of these before. Top 100 players of 2024. Tunsil, offensive tackle. That's kind of cool. It's not actually numbered though, no autograph, but that is pretty neat. Bo Nix, kudos to him beating Philly. Brian Thomas Jr., hopefully better days are ahead. I'm still not giving up on him. He's just that good. Terry Bradshaw, that's a sick Hall of Fame card. Geno Stone, safety. We got Chuba Hubbard, should be back. Ken Houston, Joey Jewell, Frankie, Jalen Polk, Kyler Murray, awful. Just the whole team. But anyway, that's some advice going into this upcoming week of fantasy. Pay attention to the players who got injured. Again, if Omarion Hampton was injured for sure and he's out, then you want to look up who the backup is, and that would likely be a decent play. Sorry for the camera shake there. Unfortunately, the Chargers lost and their offense was not the greatest in the world, but it's a still high-powered offense, and there's still quite a bit of hope left for those players. So my take there is keep looking for the opportunities. Another tidbit is because we are officially in, sorry again for the shake, but because we're officially in bye week territory, just another good idea. I haven't really talked about it too much, but consider looking at trades because some of these big names haven't really produced. You might be able to package them or whatever, basically get a trade done where you can acquire a player and then essentially skip the bye week. So essentially you're not having to worry about replacing a player on bye, thinking ahead a little bit. You're like, oh, okay, I can work on that and, pick up another player and then, not have to freak about losing because possibly your starter is on the bench because of a bye. So just some tips there, but let me know how you think we did in this box. I didn't think we did too bad, honestly. I think we got some neat rookies here. We got another Cooper Kupp Rams player memorabilia or swatch, whatever you want to call it, and this really, really cool Josh Connerly Jr. offensive tackle to $3.99 rookie card here. This pink refractor is pretty sick. So I think all up, we didn't do too bad. Again, these are $25 boxes. So it's not necessarily going to break the bank. And again, you get access to some great 2025 rookies like McMillan. Oh my God, Tedero McMillan. So you do get some value there. And I think one of the packs I opened just the other week had a Travis Hunter green bordered rookie card. And I think when I looked on eBay, that thing was going for about $9 at the time. So and he hasn't really produced, right? But again, the hype is there. So there is value to be said about getting these cards, and all up the feel of the cards is nice. And you see the neat Hall of Famers, you see the OG players. So not a bad thing. But outside of that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you got absolutely destroyed by some of the shenanigans that happened this week. And if your soul was crying because of the stupidity of the Arizona Cardinals and allowing Rico Dowdle to just destroy on the ground during the Miami Dolphins game. I'm sure I'm not alone. Let me know if you guys also were in that same boat. Let me know too, who you guys like picking up this week. I'm going to try for some of the wideouts again. I think there's a case to be made to drop DeMarcado at this point because what I saw, again, Bam not getting involved, who's not been involved at all. It just seems like Arizona is just, in my opinion, no respect to the guy who's been on the team this whole time, was the backup, has the juice, has pass catching ability, can make an impact on the team, and then completely ghosted. Like, it does not fill me with excitement. And then if you guys missed it, head coach also came over on the sideline after to DeMarcado and got right up in his face, which from a coach perspective, obviously I get it. You know, your player blew a touchdown, but it just doesn't bode well for weeks forward unless, again, Carter or Bam Knight, whatever, get injured. But truth be told, I wouldn't be surprised if Arizona and some of these teams that are struggling at running back make a play for Kamara or any of these other running backs who are kind of being usurped a little bit. Like Breece Hall might be one of those guys because, you know, Braylon Allen, sure, he got injured, but I think, was it Isaiah Davis? It might not be him. I forget his name, but basically the backup over for the Jets is now going to get play, right? And, you know, if those things happen, then those guys who are third string or second string are now going to be the starters. So keep paying attention, keep looking at notifications, pay attention to the waivers, pay attention to who gets dropped, look for the value. And again, it might not be a sneaky play to pick up a player on a bye week. If you can afford it, stash them on your bench. And although you might not win that week, at least you got that player for the weeks going forward, and they're difference makers. I saw it with Darnell Mooney. He got dropped. A number of players did. And then, you know, essentially you can scoop them up, put them on your bench. You might lose this week, but you might set yourself favorably in matchups going forward. So if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe to this video. We will hopefully do more. We appreciate your support, and we'll catch you on the next one.